everybody, Lisa here from Call That Girl with another video of the day, and today's video is going to be kind of interesting. It is more focused for the IT crowd, people that work in IT, migrations, 365, and for those that also work in the break fix world. We're going to be doing a demo today with Allison, and he's from Arxis Tech down in Brazil. Welcome, Allison.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of international stuff going on right now, and Allison, even though he's down in Brazil, is doing work in the US because
Yeah,
everything can be done remotely. And sometimes companies that have like smaller IT departments, they don't do a lot of migration work because they've been on one system. So
exactly.
they have to start changing for the times. And so they're going to need to possibly hire Allison or learn how to do these things themselves. Basically, in a nutshell, Microsoft Outlook is changing in the next 5 years. And what it's doing is replacing desktop Outlook, Classic it's called, with the new Outlook. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to have another video coming up in my YouTube channel for that. But then that changes a lot because the new Outlook doesn't allow PST files. And a lot of
Yeah,
companies are still using what I call IMAP or POP with PST files. The IMAP emails on the server, but then they might have PSTs for other things. All of those have to get uploaded to Microsoft prior to the new Outlook. And that's why
yeah,
Allison's here to show us how to
that's
do it
right.
in the back end and not manually through Outlook, which I do that personally. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, good. Hopefully the audience will too. So I'm going to let you take it away. You can do whatever you like, and I'll just follow along here.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much. And if you have any question or any question that you think might be helpful for your
Sure.
audience as well, feel free to ask. Okay?
I will. And if
Yeah,
you're following along the video and you don't understand something, you could try to rewatch it. And if you do need Allison's help, his contact info will be in the description.
sure, sure. Thank you.
All
So we're
right.
gonna share my screen. Is that fine?
Yep, you betcha.
Okay. So screen number one.
All right.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
I can, yep.
Okay, thank you. So here are my contact details on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. My contact in YouTube is in Portuguese. Sorry about it, but anyways, if you want to reach me out, you can reach me in one of those contacts, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Lisa will also put it down
Yep,
in somewhere in the description. Right, Lisa?
I will. Yep.
Okay. Well, I've been on MCT for 24 years, and I was awarded as an MVP by Microsoft in 2023 on Microsoft 365. Okay, Architect is the company, and Araújo.tech is where I use my personal branding and where I help the community. Okay, so you feel free to reach me out if you need to. I have been working also not only for companies in US, but also in Africa. I have lived in Africa actually for 5 years, working for a military Israeli group and for Microsoft as well. And I have also worked for Microsoft Consulting Services in WECA, West, East, and Central Africa, and also for Brazil, as a consultant. So if you need anything else related data migrations, exchange migrations, or deployments, security, I am more for that background in infrastructure as well, Microsoft infrastructure. You can count on me as well. And thank you once again for the opportunity, Lisa. So let's jump into the PST
Oh,
data
yeah.
ingestion. Okay?
This is exciting because this is where a lot of the work's going to be done for the people who have a lot of PSTs or
Yeah,
companies, not just one-offs, but a full company of PSTs.
that's right. Uh, what I'm going to show you, it's a way to migrate not only one PST, but you can do a bulk import.
Yeah.
So you can import many PSTs at a glance, okay?
Nice.
And I know it in the beginning, it might look not so easy, but in the end, you'll see that it's not complicated, okay?
Gotcha.
Uh, Let me show something that I could separate it in boxes, the steps that you're gonna do, okay? So box number one is the blue one, ingestion options. So to move our PSTs to Microsoft, we have two options, drive shipping and network upload. Drive shipping, you pay Microsoft, you have to download an app from Microsoft, encrypt a disk, it needs to be in a specific format of this connection, SATA connection. So you encrypt the disk, put the PSTs in there. You have to create a mapping file. We're gonna talk about this a little later. And then you ship the drive to Microsoft. In Microsoft, you do the import. Of course, it's not for free. You gotta pay Microsoft to do that work for you. Or you can use network upload, which I'm going to show you right now, and depends only on you, only on us, to get our PSTs, upload to Azure. Azure, it's a Microsoft cloud service. So we're gonna upload the PSTs to Azure, and from the Azure, which is already in the cloud, we're gonna use a tool in the Microsoft portal to read the PSTs and import them into the user mailbox. Okay.
Nice.
So at a glance, this is what you're gonna do. So ingestion options, we're gonna use network upload. Then we go for the import permissions. We need to change a permission. So the user that is going to make the import, the user needs access to make the import. Okay. We are gonna show you how to organize the PSTs. And this is very, very important. If you I'm going to show you how I do it. This is not documented by Microsoft. It's something that I have created to avoid mistakes, and it have helped me a lot. I have done plenty of migrations from companies that were using 3,000 users using PSTs and having to import those. The last migration I did, I had to import 2.5 terabytes of PSTs. Only one user had almost 500 gigs of PSTs. It's a lot of messages. I don't know how that user was using email to have so many data. It's too much. 500 gigs on PSTs. Have you seen any user with that, Lisa?
Well, let me tell you what my theory is that people's email is their business. Yeah. And if they want to have 500 gigs, they must be in an area that's using a lot of heavy size PowerPoints, graphics, videos, and that's their choice. And I don't judge people because I actually make more money with those kind of people. So I'm fine with it. But other technicians, they're like, why do you need that? Why? And they're like, because of search and legal. And so if a client has 500 gigs, do the work. They'll pay you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's it. They only need us to help them put in their data inside, inside their email addresses.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. And so we're going to show you how to do that.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So after that, we're going to see the organized PSTs, create the PST mapping file. It's a CSV. It's CSV. It's more like an Excel file. Okay. Yeah. Actually, we open it in Excel. We upload the PSTs. We have only one straight command line to do that.
Yeah.
It's very, very easy. Going to show you how to do that. And then we import the PSTs to Outlook. And I'm also going to talk about some tips and tricks from the field. Okay.
Oh, cool. Perfect.
So to import import PST permissions, how can we do that? So first thing that you got to do is to go to the Purview portal. How do we get there? So every 365 administrator is familiarized with this screen. Okay. If you go on the left side, we have the show all button there. Just click it, and then we see compliance.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna open compliance. You can also get there. Just type in compliance.microsoft.com. You go straight to it.
Yeah.
And at the compliance portal, we have roles and scopes on my left side, and I have permissions. I have Microsoft Purview Solutions. Purview Solutions is the solution that we're gonna be using to make the data ingestion, PST data ingestion.
Okay.
So we click on roles. You have to do this only once, okay? You don't have to do this all the time, only once. For every PST that you're gonna import, you don't have to do that so many times. Here I can type organization management. So it's a specific role group.
Yeah, there you go.
And as you can see, this role group has a lot of power. Roles in this group, everything that this group can do is listed here. So I added my user here, Alisson Araújo.
Yeah.
Okay. This is, by the way, this is my test tenant where
Yep.
I do all my tests and researches. So I created here, I created, no, not created. I added my administration user here.
Okay.
So now I can do the import tasks. So let's say that you have a user that is not a regular administrator, but you just give him a task to import the PSTs. You can also do that without giving so much power to that technician,
Yeah.
okay? So you can create a specific group. We're not gonna into this right now, but you can create a specific group and give the mailbox import export permission to that group and put that technician in that group. We will allow him to just import export PSTs without giving a lot of power to that user. So
That would be you. If somebody hired you, you would not need global admin. You would need an
I don't need,
unlicensed account, but you need
yeah,
that. That
yeah.
makes sense. Yep.
That's the minimum that
Yep.
I will need to do the job. Okay,
Perfect.
so I don't need the global. But as this is my tenant and it's my dev tenant, and some for very for small companies, usually there is only one person that takes
Right.
care of everything. So it doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
difference if it's that user. If you're not, it doesn't make a difference if you're going too granular. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So for it depends on the company and the company
Yeah.
size and who you're gonna do the job.
Well,
So
a lot of people are worried about you getting too much access, so this just gives you what you need to get the work done.
yeah, the
Yep.
less access you have, the less chance you get to be blamed on when something goes wrong.
I know it. No
Yeah,
more blame.
yeah, you can't blame me. I'm not a global admin, so
Right.
it's something like that. Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, so here we have edit members of the role group, and I just added my
yeah.
user here, next and finish, and that's it. Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
this is the first part from our,
So let's talk real quick while you're refreshing there. If somebody
yeah,
does not have that access, they need higher access to do that. So
yeah,
a lot of people don't know what access they have. They're new to 365 admin portal. They're new to these buttons and clicking, and this is a how-to, but you got to have those rights.
yeah. You gotta have those rights,
Yep.
otherwise you won't be able. And you
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen if you don't have those rights? I'm gonna show right now. This is what is gonna happen.
You get a 404 error.
Yeah, let me just put in the screen. Yeah, there it goes. Okay,
Yeah.
so I need an import. I need an import. There is an export button here, and I need an import button here to do the job. Okay,
Yep.
so after you give the permission, it might take 24 hours before we can start creating jobs. Do you have anything else to add, Lisa?
No, I think that's what I mean. We're gonna be honest here. We and you had a meeting yesterday, and we learned
Yeah,
a couple things. And this was one thing that what's funny is I had already set this up 2 weeks ago, and it was ready for me, but his was
yeah,
not, and he learned it too. We always are learning with Microsoft.
yeah,
It's like this incredible hard puzzle to configure all the time perfectly. So that's something you want to know. So do your prep work first.
yeah,
And maybe while you're waiting this 24 hours, start getting the organization of the PSTs and going that we're going to talk about next.
yeah,
Get your game plan going because once you're in flight, you're in flight.
exactly. And I knew that, but I didn't remember it was 24 hours,
That's
right?
crazy. Well,
Yeah, I didn't
propagation.
remember it was 24 hours, too much time just to wait for a permission to get applied. So,
Crazy.
yeah, so um, at least now I tested it before just to make sure that the
That's
import
right.
button was there. And I hope we can get through
We love
until
our
we,
boo-boos that we learn from.
yeah, it happens. Yeah, and then at least I could take this screenshot
Yeah.
and yeah, to remember everyone that if you want to do this, there's no hurry. You have to wait. Okay, there's nothing you can
Yeah.
do. If you're in a hurry, you have to wait.
That's
Just
right.
let everyone know that it's on Microsoft, and that's it. So
Propagation.
yeah, propagation.
Uh,
So to now we set out the step two, which is PSC import permissions. Now we have to organize our PSCs, and I'm going to show you how I organize the PSCs. So
perfect.
I create a folder with the user account name.
Okay.
So here I have one folder, which is one user account name, and I have another folder with another user account name. okay?
Yeah.
And in a tenant, in a 365 portal, you may have many domains, okay?
Yeah.
You're not tied to only one domain. So here I have two different domains. This one is the basic domain, the tenant domain that Microsoft creates to me. And here I have my personal domain, and as your users might have
Yep.
other domains as well. So why do I work in this way? To avoid problems, to avoid mixing PSTs.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, I have, this is the main PST the
Yep.
user is working on, okay? I named this main PST with the user account as well. And
Yep.
here I have the PST for 2003 and 2002, or maybe different names. The user name the way he wants, right?
Right.
The way they want. So we don't have control of the PST
Right.
names, the user computer, and you can uh, copy all those PSTs to network share, right? To make it
Yep.
easier to consolidate them. But the reason why I create those folders is to avoid mixing them. Can you
Right.
imagine mixing, importing a PST from a director to another user
Mhm.
and from a secretary to another user?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is to undo that part. I don't know how to undo that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question at this point? This is important. So, you prefer to do it off a network share, which I'm sure these folks still have file servers. The other
Yeah.
question is, can you make bulk? Can you hit the back button real quick? In
Sure, I
that,
can. Yeah.
hit the back button. Now, those folders, you said each person needs their own named folder. Is there a way to
Yeah.
make those in bulk in Windows, or you got to
Yeah.
manually do them?
Usually we have to ask the user to copy, or a technician needs to go computer by computer and copy, them to
Yeah.
the network, because we don't know the file names, and
Okay.
users might save
Yeah.
the files in different
Right.
places, right? So yeah, so it's very
Okay.
complicated to do that
It is.
automatically or to make that copy in book, right?
It
And
is.
usually users might find some difficulties on finding the PSTs unless you have video
Yeah.
showing how to find them, but there is still a, risk of the user
Yeah.
copying the PSU to another
Yeah.
friend, to another colleague. See, so
Yeah.
usually I handle that to the local
Yeah.
technician if we have someone, or some tech-savvy user, right, that might help us organizing those PSTs. But organization is very, very important
Yeah.
to avoid mixing PSTs in different accounts. That would be a nightmare.
The
Okay.
mapping. So a couple
Yeah.
tips I'm going to give for people that I can see this in my head already. There are a lot of companies that still hold all the PSTs on a network share, and there's many
Yeah.
that just put them on the C drive. So at this
Yeah.
point of your prep, you're going to want to make a list of all your end users and then make these folders and get them ready. So then you can start preparing. And then the users on the C, you got to pick a day you cut off and say, you can't use the PST anymore, just period. They just
Yeah.
can't, because then if you start doing it, this might take some time to get up to the cloud and do it. Then they're like, now what? So at that point, you could consult with me on some tips and doing that.
That's a very
That's,
important tip,
yeah.
because if you don't do that, there will be a delta
Yeah.
missing. Yeah, because there will be, okay, the users are still using,
Yeah.
and you have a copy from yesterday. Then
Yeah.
you import the copy from yesterday, and what is going to happen? The
Nightmare.
job done for today will be, yeah,
Yeah.
you'll be missed, right? The
Yeah.
user will
So
miss.
that's the
Very
game plan
important tip.
stuff I do all the time is I tell people exactly when to stop doing this and use your 365 in the cloud until we're done.
Yeah.
And you got to do it. It's part of the migration.
Yeah,
Mm,
definitely. So
yeah.
this is a very important tip as well. So organization is part of the job. You're not gonna
Yeah.
find this information in Microsoft documentation. So to organize in folders
Right.
and to make the user stop using the PST,
Right.
this is not related in the Microsoft documentation. So it's very important to note this, okay?
Yeah.
And do not forget that. So um,
And
coming back,
one last question that's
sure.
important with that part is two parts. I know that there's a size limit of the PSTs, and I also know
Yeah,
there's a title of the PST length limit. There's going to be some people that have a PST with like a very long name, and there's other people that are going to have like maybe 49 gigs in a PST that,
yeah,
you're going to have problems with the PSTs.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you know
Well,
what those two are, the limits of each one?
yeah, that's a very concerning
I know it
point.
is. I'm fearing it already.
Yeah, if you already have a PST with 49 gigs, I would be very concerned already, because if this PST corrupt, oh gosh, yeah,
That's calling Lisa time. If you have a
call Lisa.
PST, call
Don't
me.
call me.
We'll
Don't call me. Call Lisa.
we'll split this work, Allison. Okay. The
Yeah. Okay.
PSTs can be old from 2003. They can be like you had a sample one there. The PSTs could have long names. The PSTs could be corrupted and people don't know it.
Yeah.
So if you want me to pop in and go verify it and split them, and I don't use tools to
Yeah.
split, I do it all manually. That's a good way to do it for the user called the little house cleaning. Let's
Yeah.
clean up the PSTs. And if you don't need stuff, let's archive it somewhere else where you never need to see
Sure.
it. But
Sure.
okay.
And but by the way, Microsoft doesn't like PSCs over 10 gigs for this import job. Although I have done these before with 35 and
Okay.
40 gigs. Okay, I have
Okay.
done, but Microsoft doesn't recommend
Yeah.
PSCs over 10 gigs for the import
Oh, they don't
process.
like PSTs anymore.
They don't like PSCs anymore.
They're
Yeah,
being
yeah,
judgy.
yeah,
Okay. Well, good. That's a great,
yeah.
that was a great
That's
section
a
right there.
that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. So now that we have organized our PSCs,
Yeah.
we create mapping file, and here is where the magic
Yeah.
happens.
This is
So
stuff I don't know about.
you can download the mapping file. I will show you where to download the mapping file example. But first one, let me open my mapping file.
Now, is this a
So this is,
template that someone
yeah,
could just download? Okay.
yes, this is the template,
Mm-hmm.
okay? This is just a template. I'm gonna show you mine
Okay.
in a few minutes. So the template is the file path. So PST share R1, then the name of the PST, the user, and if it's an archive or not, I'm gonna show you the difference.
Okay.
Okay, and where are we going to move our PSTs?
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's how I do it. This is the my PST mapping already edited. The file is being used. Okay, I have opened. Have it open.
So some people are going to ask about this, about PowerShell shortcuts, Uh, and I am not into PowerShell enough to know those answers, but I know a lot of the PowerShell guys will want to know.
Well, for this PST mapping, I don't know any PowerShell trick. I
Okay.
wish I knew it.
Well, then guess what? Maybe there isn't one.
Yeah,
Maybe they have to
maybe.
do it with Excel. I don't
You
even
know
know,
when?
but you know what? I'm just thinking what questions people might have. And,
Yes,
I'm always like thinking,
because you need to read all the file names, and add them
yeah.
here. Yeah, that might be someone,
Okay.
some good
Another
soul.
question here is,
Maybe some good soul did something for us.
well, maybe someone did, but the next question is, this is all, if they're on an Active Directory, could they import this information from the Exchange, their on-prem Exchange?
Yeah, you can export
Okay.
the user lists, definitively. This will help,
Okay.
at least for you to create the folders,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Um, you can
Well,
also set the permissions accordingly to avoid a user
okay.
to to save content
Okay.
in another PSC folder from another user, so you can use NTFS permissions
Okay.
on the file server to avoid those
Yeah.
kinds of issues. But here is the folder itself. So yeah, there are some commands that you can type on um,
Okay.
on a PowerShell. They're gonna list
Yeah.
folders and files, and they're gonna make it easy to copy and to create this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have done this before, but I don't have it here. Sorry
Okay.
about it. It's yeah, there's a command in PowerShell that are gonna extract the information from the folder and subfolders. See, and it will
Yeah.
help to do this job here.
Yeah. I see
So
that now.
yeah, so workload is always Exchange. We don't change that. File path, I create according to the user account.
Okay.
Okay, so PSTs and TC is one user account. Araujo, it's another user account.
Okay.
Here's the name of the PST. So
Gotcha.
This user has only one PST, but this user has 3 PSTs. Okay? Yeah,
Yep,
it happens all the time.
I
So
know.
yeah, so that's why we mapped this file.
Okay.
So file path, name, and now the direction where I'm changing this PST. I'm importing this PST. I'm importing this PST to this user account.
Yep.
So here is the user account name. Here is the user account name again, user account name again, user account name
Gotcha.
again. So 2003 stored in TC folder will be imported to TC user. Make sense?
Yep.
2002
Yep.
stored in TC folder will be imported to TC user. And here I have this column if it's in an archive or not.
Okay.
So for those who doesn't know the difference of an archive,
Yep.
I'm going to show you an in-place archive, an online archive that Microsoft has. Okay.
This is kind of cool because a lot of it needs to go in the online or in-place archive, and some needs to go to the mailbox.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So let's
Cool.
see.
There
So
it is.
Here I have an inbox.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my regular mailbox.
Yep.
And here I have an in-place archive,
Yep.
which looks like a PST,
Yeah, I know.
but it's in the cloud.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me tell you something, Lisa, that usually most of the, even technicians doesn't know. At the regular accounts, regular plans, for Microsoft, let's say the basic plans, business basic, business standard,
Yeah.
they have 50 gigs,
Yeah.
right? Plus 50 gigs on archive. Okay, so everyone has 50 gigs on archive.
So you got 100 gigs even though you're getting basic?
Yeah,
Ah!
basic has 50
You don't
gigs.
need What's up with the E plan 2 then? Is
Gonna
that
show you.
200 gigs?
Well, the other plans you have, so the business premium is kind of different.
Yeah.
It has 50 gig on the main mailbox, and it has 1.5 terabytes at the in-place archive. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not what I know
Yeah, it's
because
a
I
lot
don't
of.
deal with premium all the time.
And you know
I
what?
do
Back in time,
standard. Or
let me tell you something. Back in time, Microsoft was giving unlimited archive. But someone was messing around and Microsoft has decided to put a limit on this. So the limit is now 1.5 terabytes in the archive for the business premium. Okay.
oh my God, you're killing me. So let me just
Yeah.
Rich said that basic, which is like from Microsoft, is $6 a month. You get 50 gigs plus 50 in
Yes.
the in-place archive. So 100 gigs. Then you can go up to EP1, Exchange Plan 1. That's 50 plus
and 50.
plus
You
50.
want 50-50.
And
Yes.
then business standard, which I think it's still called business standard.
50-50 as well.
That's 50-50. And then you have to get the EP2 to get the 100 gig mailbox.
Oh yeah. On EP2, there's something special about EP2. We have exactly, you have not 50, but we have 100 in the main mailbox.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have also 1.5 terabytes in the archive mailboxes.
Okay.
So all those combos, all those plans that comes with E2, Exchange Line Plan 2, they like FC365, E3, E5, Microsoft E3 or E5, they have 100 in the main and 1.5 in the archive, 1.5 terabytes in the archive. Okay.
No, I think I remember someone telling me that, and I just never have seen that much needed to be up there. So I didn't ever really, you know, a lot of my clients don't have that much, but it's good to know. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
It's starting to mind blow me how much data people have.
Yeah. It, like I said, the one that has almost 500 gigs, you know, I was important straight to the archive. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So here it is. Is archive false, or true? So if you put true, you send to the archive. If you put false, you're going to send to the main mailbox. And here a target root folder.
Yep.
If you just use the root folder, the slash, right? The slash sign, it means it's gonna be stored in the main account. So inbox goes to inbox.
Gotcha.
Deleted items goes to deleted items. It should take that structure, okay? The
Yep.
same structure. But if you create an imported PSTs, like I created here, the user, you see the whole PST structure created under a folder, like
Wow.
I have here. This is the one that I did
Yep. I
before
see
just to make
that.
a test, okay? So this PST, I have only one folder, but yeah, you would see here inbox, deleted items, everything will show up
Yeah.
under the imported PSTs,
Yeah.
imported PST, okay? So that's the name. This is good because if something goes wrong, you can still come here and delete
Yeah.
the folder, right? And the user can also separate, well, everything before the
Right.
import PSTs was in is the imported PST folder.
Exactly.
Everything new is here. Yeah. So it depends on your kind of organization and how do you want to do it. I prefer to import to a subfolder to avoid issues, and messing around with other
Mhm.
messages that the user may have there already.
Yep.
So I like to separate things. Okay.
It's a little cleanup too for people. It's like then they don't have they can move it to the main under the
Yeah.
inbox if they want. Yep.
Yeah. They can move. They can select the
Yep.
folders and move. Yeah. That's it. Exactly. Okay.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So target root folder and all other columns here that
Okay.
we don't use. Okay.
Yep.
System columns, system variables that we don't change. We
Right.
don't use those ones. Okay. So this is the PST mapping file.
All right. So that's going to be part of your prep also
Yeah.
before you do the work. So
And
even if you
now
need 24 hours, that might take you 24 hours to make your map.
you have time enough to make a map. Yeah.
Let me tell you, that
Yeah.
looks like a
Definitely.
nightmare to me. But
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Liz.
you know what? I know you guys, I say the word guys, but there's gals out there too, but you guys love doing all this configuring. And I'm like, nah, let me just get in there and do the work. I don't,
All I can say is that I do for a living.
yeah. I'm manual. I just do it all by myself.
Well, so here I have the PSC mapping file.
Okay.
Okay, there I have
Yep.
just created. And now I have to create the import job and upload
Oh
the
boy.
PST. So
So
let's
after
do
you've
it.
prepped and done all the stuff and you got your console ready to go, now we're going to do the work. Yeah,
Yes.
here we go.
So here
This
I
is
have
where I
the,
had to stop last time because let me tell you guys, when I got to um when I put out a message on Facebook saying I was going to be talking about this, Allison was like, "Hey, let me do a Zoom with you and show you." And I was like, "Yeah." So I went and kind of set it up, but then I had stopped because I was like, "Oh gosh, here we go. I don't know this stuff. This is where we're leading me
yeah,
into unknown territory."
yeah, lucky me.
Yeah, well, you know what? Now you get to show the world.
Well, so here is data lifecycle management and
Yep.
how do I get here is important to show. So
Yep.
compliance.microsoft.com, you can just type it or you can use the same path that I showed in the beginning of the video, go to the main admin portal and you choose compliance and you open the screen, you go
Yep.
down here, data lifecycle management,
Okay.
Microsoft 365, and you go to the import. At the
Gotcha.
import, now I have the new import job that I didn't have yesterday. Okay, you just need to have patience with patience. So the import job, give a job name, so job 002, or if you're doing a mapping file per user, you can do that, separate a mapping file per
Yeah.
user and you can type the username here for the job. There are some rules here. For example, you can't use uh, capitals in the beginning and numbers. So
I noticed that I was messing around with it. You can't do a lot.
yeah, yeah, there's some rules here that you're gonna follow, otherwise you won't be able to create the job
Right.
name. So job name, job 002, very creative.
Yep.
Upload your data or ship hard drives. Remember that I said that we
Uh,
have two options. So we're gonna use the
yeah.
upload your data.
I would think that people have to ship it if they got like security issues or compliance or some legal thing that they can't do it through the cloud, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, but Microsoft should charge for that as well.
Yeah.
It's not for free.
No.
And I think it's a lot of money. I don't remember right now, but we were considering that for a customer that has 2
Really?
terabytes and they refused. They prefer to do the job
Just wait and hope.
this way. Yeah,
That's fine. Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's a matter of mathematics.
Yeah,
They did the math and said, well, it's better to pay you to import the
exactly.
PSTs.
You get to get
Uh,
paid to watch process bars.
yeah, yeah. And so to do that,
Yeah.
you gotta follow this.
Okay.
You gotta show the network upload SAS URL.
Yep.
So this URL, let me copy to clipboard.
It's like a secure.
This is like a file share, but in the
Yeah.
cloud. Okay,
Yep. I see
this is
it
a file
there.
share in the cloud, right?
Blob.
Yeah,
Interesting.
a blob. Yeah, it's a file share in the cloud, and that's how you're gonna use it. So
Okay.
you gotta download a tool named AZ Copy.
Okay.
Okay, I already have
Yep.
downloaded mine. So let me show you. Let me clean
Yeah.
this
This is when
screen.
I kind of like start playing and I definitely stopped. Yeah.
Now you're gonna do it. So AZ Copy is the tool
Okay.
that you're gonna use.
Yep.
See if I can make it bigger. So
Yeah.
AZ Copy,
Okay.
copy, okay?
Yep.
And I'm copying from, I'm gonna put that into from my disk. It
Okay.
could be a backslash
Yep.
file server name backslash share.
Okay.
Okay, it could be a share name as well, no
Yep.
problem at all. But it's in my disk, so we're gonna copy from my disk.
Gotcha.
And here I have to put the URL that Microsoft gave me,
Okay.
and dash dash recursive means that I wanted to upload everything that is underneath PST's folder.
Okay.
Okay? Press enter and hope for the best.
Oh, I love errors. All right.
We gotta keep the faith. So let me see if it's uploading. Yeah, it's uploading.
Nice.
While it's uploading, let me show you something.
Okay.
There is a tool named Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer.
Microsoft Azure what? Oh.
Azure Storage Explorer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, let me ask you something. Give me an English class here. Why some people say Azure and others say Azure?
I don't know. You know what? I never even thought of that before.
Okay,
What do I say?
okay.
Azure?
You
Azure.
said Azure, yeah.
Yeah, another one
Okay.
say Azure.
I'm
Azure.
yeah, I have
Oh.
seen different accents.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe it's the accent itself,
I'm
right?
from
So
Minnesota, so maybe that's just how I read it.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, anyways, as everyone knows, I'm from Brazil, so my accent I need to choose an accent to follow, you know.
exactly.
So
We'll get you
that's it.
Americanized. Come on over.
Well, yeah, I loved scuba diving in Florida. It's fantastic. Have been there. I
Oh
have been
yeah.
to some couple of places in US. Have been to Las Vegas.
Oh
What
wow.
else? Yeah, I took Route 66 to Grand Canyon as well.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful place. I love it. I love it. Well, so looks like it's done. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it's done. So
Now just hold on a second though. You just did a few like little small ones. So if you were
yeah,
dealing with bulk of lot of them, you're going to be watching that thing cook. And let me ask you this.
exactly.
This is if people are doing this on a desktop computer, because most people have desktops, this could take over a day possibly for some if they had a lot of big PSTs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I was doing a 500 megabits upload.
yeah.
It took me like 8 hours.
So just remember And any of these
So
things, you always want to turn your computer sleep off and
yeah,
just make sure it never goes to sleep, because that would stop this, of course, because
yes,
you're using a local computer to be the vessel. So I do this all the
yeah,
time with my migrations, is I just tell folks just turn off sleep, and I do it for them. Then the next
yeah.
day it should be done, as long as
Don't
you're
use wireless.
what's that?
Don't use Wi-Fi, right? It's better to connect in
Wireless.
RG45 in the
Yep.
cable. Okay,
Yep.
use a cable connection instead of Wi-Fi. Okay.
Yep.
So to see, if you download this tool, Azure Storage Explorer, you can see everything. Let
Oh,
me
gotcha.
just
Okay.
show you how do you see,
Yeah.
because you want to know, well, where are my files now, right? If
Yeah,
you want to
that's a
know where
tool I
things,
would never look at, but that's a tool for Microsoft people.
yeah, but it's nice, at least you can see, well, it's
Right.
uploaded, it's there, and that. So if you're curious about what happened with your file, you can use it. Okay, so
Where
you
did they
just
get it?
download.
Where did you get that from? Just off the.
You gotta type Microsoft Azure Storage
Okay,
Explorer.
cool.
Yeah, and it's very simple and straightforward. Just
Right.
download and install. There is no
Okay.
configuration. So here, when I open it, I have attached to a resource.
Okay.
When I attach to a resource, I choose blob container.
Yep.
Do you remember that you said blob when
Yeah.
you saw you said blob when you saw the URL?
Yeah.
Yeah. So shared access signature URL, and
There's our
I
blob.
job 002, and I will type next and connect. So here it shows now.
Yeah, look at that.
See? Yeah, it's in my cloud drive, everything that I have uploaded. Okay.
Cool.
And by the way, you can't download it from here. You can't delete it from here. Microsoft, you delete after 30 days.
Okay.
So your migration process must finish in 30 days. Otherwise, you're going to have to upload everything
Okay.
again. Okay.
Cool.
So the upload part is done. And
Nice.
now I have done uploading my files, and I have access to the mapping file. I
Cool.
click on next. I upload my file.
Ooh.
I didn't test this new file,
Okay. We
so
can use the
let me
old one if you
validate.
need.
Yeah. So the validation is fine.
Green.
Okay. You're gonna validate only syntax, right? If
Yep.
you mess up on the user PSTs, it's not going to validate that, right?
God.
Yeah. So once again, pay attention to those folders and the PSTs and map it correctly, right?
Yeah, this is one of those things that if people can't see the green, then they're frustrated and then they keep going back. So this would be a good time to call you if they are frustrated. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
learned that. Just get help. Just get
yeah.
help. Come
But
on.
I gonna, yeah. But I certainly gonna recheck,
Yeah.
the folders and the users and the PSTs with you,
Yeah.
because that's the most important part.
Yeah.
So I click on next now. It's better not to proceed or have an issue
Right.
than make every import PSTs to wrong user accounts.
Mm.
So
So do you also offer like tech assist if a company wanted to say, hey, we want to do it, but you jump in and coach us?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
probably what a lot of people should do, because they already
Okay.
have administrators and such, but look at all the things we've already done in an hour. It's
Yeah,
all
but you know
those
what?
bumps.
Exactly. But you know what? Uh, why will someone learn to do this only once in a while,
Right.
and never do it again? Probably.
Yeah.
So the administrators have a lot of work to do. They have a lot to do. They need to take care
Right.
of the applications, ERPs, business applications,
Yeah.
and websites, and user printers, everything. So
But you know who
usually,
would is like a managed service provider. If they had many tenants, many domains, they might,
yeah,
but
yeah.
all right, cool.
So here I click on submit.
Yeah.
So upload to
Nice.
cloud succeeded, but it's not imported yet.
Yeah,
So
okay.
this analysis will take a lot of time.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, what we do now,
You
let me
already
see
did
if I
it.
can.
Like you already pre-baked the cake, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This is
Exactly.
like your cooking show, but you already cooked.
Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to show you the
Yeah,
the part. So I think that maybe we could stop here and come back when it finished the
okay,
analysis in progress.
cool. That's
Okay,
fine.
because this might take a little, maybe 10 minutes or so.
Oh, do you want to take a little break then?
Yeah.
Cool. All right,
Okay.
folks, we're back now. We took a little break and we had to give this thing the time to see how far we got.
Yeah. So we got the job 02
Cool.
analysis completed. Okay,
Nice.
with all the PSTs, but it's not done yet. We still
Okay.
have to import to 365 to Office 365. So I
Okay.
hit this button.
So let's stop real quick. So the people with a lot of PSTs might take longer to do the
Yes,
analysis. Okay.
it, it might take longer.
Yeah,
Okay. But anyways, you don't have to do for all the users in one day,
that's right.
right? You can select few users, do for those users, then you start moving day by day if you don't have uh, all of that time, especially because they need to work. So,
Yeah,
and they can't work without their PSCs.
right.
So,
You
um,
might want to do a test person or two just to get the layout of the land. Wait for the executives for last. Because they're the ones who are going to be important.
yeah,
All right.
they, yeah. If you take too long on these, yeah, it's complicated.
I know.
It's complicated.
I know.
Yeah. You know what I do? I make them use 365 and they start using it and it has some, how can I say, 1 week of work already in 365, you see?
Yeah.
And after that, I take off the, the PST, you see?
Gotcha.
If you take their PSTs and let them without nothing, a blank inbox, you get trouble. But if they
Yeah.
have 1 week at least, you say, well, tomorrow we will have access because they can work in what happened in like a last 1 week,
Yeah.
before, maybe more. Yeah, it's have to
Oh,
think
yeah.
on a strategy of doing it. So we have uploaded the PSTs,
Okay.
copy, import job, download AZ copy, execute it. And now we're gonna import the PSTs to Outlook. So
Cool.
this screen is very important. That screen that I use the
Yep.
the URL,
Yep.
because from that screen I could advance. If you close that screen, you may lose the link, and when we
Yeah.
create another import job, it will create a different link, and you're gonna have to upload everything again.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
so it's important to let that screen open. I'm gonna show you again later on.
Yep.
So here I have to decide if I want to filter data or to import everything. Okay. So
Okay.
no, I want to import everything
Yep.
or I want to filter. Yes, I want to filter. Not 2 years old,
Oh,
only 1 year old, for example. I have more filtering options here.
okay.
If I choose no, I want to import everything, it's not going to show me that screen. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, let's say I want to filter something. I want only 1 year old, more filtering options, email, exclude
Oh,
some
my.
users in the from field, to field, CC field. Usually everyone wants everything,
Yeah.
right?
I would just not do that. I'd do it all.
Yeah, I usually
Yeah.
do it all as well. At this time now, I'm gonna hit next and submit because I want the import process to finish quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's why I filter. But
That's okay.
usually I import everything. So
And that will take time, and don't close the windows and don't close your boxes and don't close your apps.
yeah, yeah. Actually, from this part now you can close. It's not a
Okay.
problem. The part I was saying was this one. The
Yeah.
new import job, let's say I have this 003 here, upload data, and this link,
Yeah.
okay? Uh, if you lose this link, if you close here, for
Yeah.
example, and you have to enter again,
Hmm.
the new job you have a new link,
Yep.
you see?
Well, it's
So
secure, I assume.
yeah,
So,
so I need the upload to finish. And when the upload finish, I need to come back here and click on next.
okay.
You see? I have done this sometimes, and it's not nice when you upload a lot of data and
Yeah.
then suddenly you close or the computer restarted
Right.
due to updates. Yeah, you let the update,
Surprise.
okay? Yeah, at night. Okay, it's gonna be uploading at night, and then
Uh,
when you wake up and check for the update for the upload, you see that the computer was restarted and you
mm,
have to redo everything again. So yeah, so this is
yes.
the screen that you
Surprise.
gotta be cautious. So this is the
Okay.
import in progress. When it's finished, we get the status like this one, the completed,
Yep.
and you can download the log. Once you
Cool.
items imported, the success status, see for the, and that's it. That's how we do to import
Cool.
the PSTs. Okay.
Nice.
I don't know how long this is gonna take, but there is not so much to show. So it just show the
Yeah.
progress here, you see, and the
Yeah.
items imported. When it finished, it shows completed,
Yeah.
just like the job 001.
Okay, that makes sense. And just, I'm sure all IT people watching this know that it's the internet and depends on your internet speed and depends on how many people. I mean, I'm going to say that if you're in an office and a lot of people are using the same bandwidth, I hate to
Yeah,
tell people this, but the office speed is slower than at home. But, these folks
it
know this
happens all the
already.
time.
So
I
if you want to take it home and do it on your home computer where it's fast.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it on your home computer, you better encrypt the disk. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that there's ways to cheat and it's go home.
Yeah, but if you lost the
I know.
drive, can you imagine losing everything, all the PSTs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Well,
might
you know
be a
what?
huge problem.
I don't know. I've just seen when I've done some manual migrations and there's 5 people in an office and I'm like, oh my God, they are on like 10 gig upload. It's just torture. And
Yeah,
things you check in the migration on your onboarding, and it's the same with this. It's using the local computer, so it all depends on it. So if you
yeah,
think you're going to be doing it over a weekend, good luck. You might get it done.
yeah. You know
But
what? I have been using Windows 365 computer.
yeah,
It's a computer in the cloud.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. The connection is 12
Wow.
gigs.
Wow.
Upload speed, 12 gigs.
Huh.
It's a lot. And yeah, I have never ever used a connection so fast like this one.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I tested it
sometime,
once.
come again, please.
I tested it once,
You
just to
tested it?
see, and I just, it'd be good for companies that didn't want their data on local computers,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, I think it's still at least for the Brazilian consumers,
Yeah.
it's very the price is very high yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's not cheap, but I mean, it's
it's not.
secure. You can't really get the data off those
Yeah,
unless you email it to
yeah,
yourself on another computer, whatever.
yeah. It depends on the need. It's good to have options.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how long this is gonna take.
Okay.
Let me just to recap here.
Yeah.
So we 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 talked about ingestion
Mhm.
options. We use network upload. Okay, import permissions.
Yep.
The organization of PST is very important. We created a mapping file, the CSV file.
Yep.
We uploaded the PSTs using uh, the URL that was given to us from the preview portal. You imported the PSTs,
Yep.
okay? And then after that, we have to wait to complete and ask user to confirm the imported PSTs.
Yep.
Uh, and some tips. So for tip number one, backup PSTs before start using
Yeah.
the user PST. If that's the only copy, you
You
better
gotta
make
do
another
that.
copy.
Make a copy.
Make a copy.
And also remember, if it's old, just make a fresh export and use that. Don't
Yes.
don't use the original and don't use an old one.
Yeah. I always do say that, because it's okay, suddenly you touch the user computer. If you don't have another copy, that thing you're gonna break, you're gonna
Yeah.
get corrupted. Yeah,
Oh no.
expect that. So you better be safe than sorry, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So copy. If you can leave that PST there, just rename it, so user won't be able to use it. Make a copy to another one, and work in the copy, that kind of stuff. So first tip. Microsoft doesn't like PSTs over 10 gigs. I said that already.
Yep.
I have done with PSTs over 10 gigs,
Yep.
but it might be an issue.
Right.
It depends on the corruption stuff and that kind. Archive mailboxes over 100 gigs will require auto expanding enable
Yep.
and an open support ticket at Microsoft.
Okay.
You need to open if you're going to archive over 100 gigs,
Okay.
because the auto expanding feature, it will increase 2 gigs per day.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
if you're doing the import job, we are importing 10 gigs, for example, in a single PST, it's over the 2 gigs in data increase, daily data
Okay.
increase. So we need to open a ticket at Microsoft, and it takes a lot of time to do that. They take a lot of time to answer you. They
Yeah.
will ask another file and and all the PSTs, and you have to
Yep.
send that to them. Yeah, so expect that you're gonna take a lot of time to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, that's it. I think you're done. Do you have any question? Oh, by the way, let me show you
Okay.
once again. It will appear like this for the users.
Yes, what it looks like.
Uh,
Oh,
I,
look.
I have created the import PST. Okay,
Yep.
this from my job number one.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I
You
had
got
only
it
one
all.
folder. Yeah, I had only one folder. This is the folder,
Yep.
and that's how it is. It's gonna appear
Yep.
for the user in the folder that you have just written in the mapping file,
Gotcha.
and the user will find everything there, inbox, deleted items, everything will be there. Okay,
Yep.
under this structure. Okay.
Gotcha. So that makes sense. So then at this point, once it's in the cloud, then you could go to the desktop and make a new Outlook profile. And
Yes.
it would, and if you're to set up with the 365 domain, you could just go ahead and set it up and it would download, which downloading is faster than uploading. So
Yes.
when people hire me to do migrations, I always do it manually through Outlook. I use Outlook as the vessel. I import, export, do all the stuff. And that just takes more of the user's time. So users, you do have options to use this method here. If you have, like, I'm going to tell you, Allison, there's still a lot of people that are still using Outlook 2010 on because that's how the companies always had it. They never needed to upgrade. They never had any problems. Now with security and all these other issues, 2010 and 13 are starting to pop up. It's angry security problems. So people are
Yes.
being forced to get off the POP servers. And sometimes there's a lot of mailboxes. This is how it's always been done. Well, now they have to upgrade all the Office. They have to upgrade a lot of the Windows computers because they're old. Then the PSTs are old. So sometimes these aren't just quick projects, and you better do a lot of planning before you jump in, and also
Exactly.
have a budget because your budget's going to go from nothing to now you have a monthly payment to Microsoft plus labor for migration assistance, and then
Yeah.
also don't forget training. You got to
Exactly.
train the folks at the end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're using products they don't know how to use.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
it
And
is.
the company's got to plan that for that.
They
Otherwise they're
do.
gonna be caught in a mess. And I tell something that when we move to the cloud, it's a matter of culture as well. So the way
Yep.
you do things, you're gonna change. For example, let's say you have a commercial in Pennsylvania, in Minnesota, and Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a commercial, and you have file servers. When you're moving to the cloud, you don't need to create 3 groups. It's only one commercial team, right? They
Yeah.
can be managed at the cloud. So you don't have to create a group for Florida, commercial Minnesota, commercial Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You can have only commercial, you see, and you have to plan that for the file
Yeah.
migration and everything else. So there is a change of culture involved in this process. It's
Hmm.
not only lift and shift, right?
Yeah.
If
Oh yeah, well, you know what? I'm already preparing a blog called The Future of 365. And for you folks in higher level, it's not going to affect you because it's affecting people that use desktop apps and
yeah,
the smaller consumers plus commercial side. A lot of the commercial folks don't have IT departments. They're do-it-yourselfers. They're winging it. So this blog, I'll try to attach it when I have it done, but it covers 10 major changes that I see coming. And that means you better be ready. And with this whole video is the new Outlook. That's going to
yeah,
be the game changer. And new Outlook, I mean, I'm making a video on it very soon. I'll attach it to this also, but that's why you got to get everything to the cloud because the new Outlook doesn't use PSTs and everything's different. And you might
especially
not
especially
like it.
Copilot, right?
Copilot with
Copilots.
AI.
Everyone is talking about Copilot, AI. It's the buzzword now.
Yeah.
And how Copilot you're gonna work if Copilot can't read your data,
Yeah.
right? How Copilot you're
Yeah.
gonna do the magic tricks if there is no data to read?
Well,
Every,
Copilot right now is not loved because people don't understand it needs data.
yes, yes, and this
Oh,
is the part of the job. You gotta
yeah.
move your data to the cloud, so the AI you're gonna take
Yeah.
benefit of it, and you take benefit of AI.
Yeah. Oh boy, let me tell you, we could have a whole chat about AI Copilot.
Yeah,
I've been diving into it and I'm not even putting it on my future of 365 because it still isn't ready for the regular day-to-day user. But
yeah,
we're playing with it. We're doing our justice for it. We're trying.
sure, sure. You get there.
I know. All right, folks. Well, again, Allison's information will be in the description and you can contact him and just feel free to reach out if you need him for assistance, coaching, or to do it all. And he can give you a quote. And remember, you've seen him do it now, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
There's we all deal with the hiccups every day. Things change quick.
Yeah, and I know that
Yeah.
that Microsoft certifications doesn't deliver projects, but I also have them. So if you need to prove, to someone that you're hiring someone that is skilled and certified, I have 30 certifications, Microsoft
Oh
certifications.
wow.
I'm certified since the Windows NT 4. Now you know that I'm old, huh? Not only watching my gray hair and gray beard.
Why do you think I'm so gray early? I've been
Uh,
working with
uh,
Microsoft.
working in IT. You
I
can blame
know.
it.
Yeah, well, there's always one thing you can guarantee is that Microsoft will throw a loop. So this video in 2 months might have a new step in it that they changed because of whatever. So if Allison just promised us if you see any changes, we'll come back and do a quick little update. And
Yeah, sure.
also maybe we'll have you on doing some more tutorials. I know that
Thank you.
the people that
It's a
love my,
pleasure.
yeah, well, I try to do the fun ones and the learning and the how-tos. And I think that as I start diving into deeper stuff, having someone like you as a resource for my clients, plus for my viewers on YouTube, the techs have always given me good feedback that they enjoy it because it's not just robots and we're real people. So
Yeah, I hope your audience enjoys the video,
I hope so
and
too.
I'm happy to help.
Well, I will push this out to as many people as I can. Thank you for coming on. And if you need me for any migration help with PSTs, I'm kind of a PST expert. I've been working in this a long time. I can fix and do all the things needed. And you can reach me at 612-865-4475 or email me, lisa@callthatgirl.biz. That's it, folks.
That's
Thanks
it.
for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.